Now, today we're in Newham, where the cost of living crisis is troubling locals.
Yeah, Alice Porter is there now for you. And what have you been hearing, Alice?
Hi there, good morning. Yes, I'm in Newham, which is very much the heart of London's East End. It's a fascinating area of London with lots and lots of history, but it's also one of the poorest boroughs in London. So I really wanted to come down here, speak to local people and find out how they're doing with this cost of living crisis, which we've been talking about so much on GB News. So, second stop of the day.
Hi.
Good morning. You're live on GB News. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Please come in.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sarifa. Thanks so much for letting us into your home bright and early. It's a lovely home here.
Thank you.
Now, Sarifa, I know that you're a carer for your husband and you're also a carer for your son while also having a disability. I mean, just talk me through how, as a family, you're sort of coping at the moment with this cost of living crisis.
It's a big struggle, actually. It's causing me a lot of anxiety and stress because a pint of milk was 1.65p, now it's £1.20, and it's double the amount, so it's a real worry. But also the gas and electric, I'm really worried because due to my disability I feel cold a lot. I need the heating on a lot. My son, because he has sensory needs, he needs his fans and television on and all that to help him sleep. So I'm really worried about that, how, what's going to happen to us. And with the benefits and everything, it's really hard to get the right benefits too. So it's a big struggle.
Now, I know you run a number of support groups in the Newham area for people who are also carers. I mean, you must have quite a good idea of how those types of vulnerable families must be sort of struggling at the moment, particularly because energy prices just so high.
I support about 30 odd parents with English as a second language and deaf and disabled, and from the EMI community as well as white community and working class people. And Newham is such a deprived borough, so it is a big concern. I've had mums coming to me crying in tears because they're worried whether they're going to be able to provide food or whether they're going to provide heating and that to keep the children warm. It's a big issue, and also getting the right benefit is a big issue as well, because they just don't seem to get the right benefit. I think sometimes it's because of the barriers that the system is creating for us at the moment with disabilities, and especially with hidden disabilities, because a lot of the mothers that I support have got hidden disabilities and it's not visible like mine. If you look at me, I feel, I see so normal, but I've got so many hidden disabilities that affect my daily life. And it's hard. So, and I support a group called the Disability Rep Forum, and we have about 90 people on that group, and they're also really worried because they're older disabled people, and they're on pension. How is it gonna, how are they gonna keep the food or keep the heat? What they're gonna choose?
Is that a real the sort of heating or eating phrase we've heard so much kind of recently? Is that something that you're consistently hearing as a real conundrum, not just for sort of families, but also for your own family?
For my own family, it's a big concern because, like I say, I feel cold a lot. So I need the heating on. My son needs his fan on, so it's a big issue for me. But it's also for all the people that I represent in Newham and for the groups that I run. That's the feedback I get from them is that what are we going to choose? Some of these disabled people that are members of my group, they live alone and they're older and they're on pension. So it's going to be a big struggle. And it's so heartbreaking as well because we don't need that. Our disability is hard enough. And the reason that we run these groups as well is because if as disabled people, our children don't see positive images of disabled people and that we can achieve, we can't bring inclusion into the world, and that's what we try to do. But at the moment it's going to be a big struggle because, like I say, I've got parents coming to me in tears, I've got members of my group coming to me in tears and saying, what do we choose? Heat or eat?
Well, look, Sarifa, thank you so much for speaking to us today. It sounds like you're doing some sterling work across the Newham Borough in supporting particularly vulnerable families. So it's been a real pleasure to hear about it, and thank you for letting us come into your home. I think that's Sarifa Patel there, who is a carer working here in Newham, doing some brilliant work supporting vulnerable families in this borough that very much is hugely impacted by this cost of living crisis.